Today I'm just going to show an example of taking a paper scale and putting it into a digital scale using Google Forms. What you're looking at right now is actually what the students see when they go ahead and open up the form on Google Classroom. I usually deliver these at the beginning of a unit, and as you can see here, this is the student reasoning and argumentation scale. Uh, that went along with our unit in which we wrote our argumentative essays. And then right below it, there's just some instructions on how to rate themselves or self-assess. Number one being, I do not understand what this is saying, quite simply. And number four, I could teach this skill to another student. What I noticed with a lot of the paper scales was that each step, those steps 1 through 4, were really generalized, kind of figurative almost statements that I think it was hard for the student to visualize. And collecting all those paper scales, trying to develop graphs so I could analyze the data was very cumbersome. So I created a series of skills taken specifically out of that paper scale and broke it down into simple statements. For example, with help, I can organize my arguments into a logical sequence. I can make a logical, well-phrased claim followed by supporting reasons. And if they have no idea what that means, they simply click the 1, and so on and so forth, 1 through 4. And as you can see, it's just a series of specific skills. It takes them generally no longer than 5 minutes to fill out. And then once I click this pencil button here to edit the form, I can change questions and such. But what's interesting is the responses. I can specifically look at each student's response by email. And then when I scroll down, I can see a graph that breaks down where students have rated themselves on each one of these individual skills instead of a general bar on a ladder or scale in the traditional paper scale form. Let's scroll down to their use of ethos, pathos, and logos, or scroll back up. Right here. So I had a pretty good split here, a lot of 2s and 3s, and this was the initial scale given to them before we started the unit. So they had some familiarity with it. It looks like 37% were at a 3, 38 were at a 2. We had some with 1 and some at 4. Now we're going to move over to the after scale, and we can see a dramatic shift. It's as a lot more students shifted into the 4, and looks like some even shifted into the 3 as well. And I can look at all these other individual skills that we worked on, as well as looking at students' individual answers, individual responses as well. Right. And that is my digital scale. Thanks, guys.